Good stuff, man. So let's just hop right in. When I was watching some of your tape earlier to get ready for this interview, I saw that you had a deep bag when it came to finishing around the rim. You were mixing defenders with Euro steps, behind the backs, off the hand finishes, left, right, you name it. And you also be jellying the piss out of the ball, man. Shout out to Jelly Fam as they can finally make some money off the brand that they created. But your finishing ability forces the defense to collapse, resulting in easy lobs off pick and rolls. How much do you work on the P&R as we realize how much we see it being run in today's modern game?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly what you said. Pick and roll is used in all levels in basketball. It's one of the most used alignments. Things that almost every possession you see, either a ball screen or off ball screen. But yeah, that ability to finish around the rim is just something that I've worked on since I was younger. Whether in practice, workouts, it's just always something I want to be able to do in terms of being able to finish with either hand.
Yeah, well, quick shout out to Isaiah Washington, Javon Quinterly, people who started that, pioneered the jelly. When did you start doing the jelly itself, man? Because it seems like it's a whole generation of kids now. They'll always do the jelly when they're going up the layups. I love it.
Yeah, no, I definitely added to my package when I started practicing different ways of finishing around the rim. At the high school level, when I was younger, there was a lot of guys who were bigger and more athletic than me, so I would have to find ways to spin the ball off the glass with reverse layups, finger rolls, stuff like that. So just adding as many things to my package and trying to adjust to the competition was probably the biggest thing that made me add it to my package. But then I just like to have some fun with it from time to time.
Yeah, so all through high school, you wear the number 2. Does this number have a certain significance to you? And do you know if you'll be wearing that at Florida State this season?
Yeah, so I've wore number two since middle school. It's always just been something that's important to me. Both my uncle and my dad, they both wore 23 and 32. So I tried to wear 23 for a little bit, but I kind of wanted to have my own little juice with number two. But yeah, I won't be wearing number two this year. I'll be wearing number one, but all throughout like middle school and elementary school, I was either number one, number two, or 23. So I'm still staying in the same ballpark, staying in the family.
Hey, yo, the single digits hit the hardest. Number one, still a fire number. But moving on,
Facts.
like when we're talking, like when I play basketball, it's usually pick up and it's outside. If we're being blunt,
Yeah.
man, I talk copious amounts of shit when I play basketball. If I'm guarding someone, I'm giving them the first shot of the game. And if they miss, I'm yelling, hell no. And if that person wasn't already guarding me, the next possession, you best believe they're checking me because they're amped up. It makes for better
Right.
competition. But for you, during your high school career, who was the best trash talker you've played against or maybe heard through the grapevine of other people?
Ooh, that's a great question right there. Um, Honestly, a lot of the best quote unquote trash talkers were like my friends that I would play in AAU or high school, just because like they would have the most ammunition. They would like know a lot about me, like say little personal jokes and stuff like that. So honestly, like the average trash talker, like I feel like I've heard it all before, so it doesn't really doesn't really affect me. But it used to be a lot of fun playing against like teammates and buddies like that because they'd have some real specific jokes for you on the court.
When we had Matt Cleveland and John Butler on the pod, if you haven't watched those episodes, by the way, if you're listening, go listen to those. Got some great content. If you want to learn about FSU basketball, the recruiting process, anything related to that, we got great content on that. But back in those episodes, we asked them who the toughest players to guard were that they've had to face. Matt said it was Jalen Green for him, and John said his toughest were Chet Holmgren and Terrence Clark. Rest in peace. Who's the hardest you've had to guard? Was it someone unexpected, maybe? Maybe a random dude dropping 40 on you, whether it be AAU or high school?
Yeah, I think the hardest for me was Cam Reddish. He went to high school with me when I was younger, and just watching that dude every day in practice, finding myself guarding him, trying to play him one on one after practice and stuff like that. Man, he was. I mean, he's different. So he's definitely by far the hardest person I've had to guard throughout my career so far.
Yeah, man. Did you see that video on YouTube? Maybe you have. It's Anthony Edwards. It's a lot more guys in that draft class, and they were all asked that same question by somebody, and they were all like,
Yeah,
"Man, Cam Reddish served me 40, man. Like I don't know what it was about him, but apparently
yeah.
Cam Reddish in high school was different. It's different."
Nah, he was a bucket, man. He still is, for real. But
Yeah, Cam Reddish
maybe,
in his last game finished like 7-8 from deep. One
yeah,
of our good roommates is from Atlanta. He was like calling me like crazy. He's like, Cam Reddish is going off. Turn on the TV.
yeah. No, he's a star right now, but his ceiling, like his potential, I mean, it's unmatched. I mean, you can't we don't even truly know how good he can become, but he's a future star, no doubt.